I have been meaning to make a video for a while for this channel. I don't really feel like I made new content to really speak about this. I probably just like recycled old content from my other channel. For anybody that doesn't know, this is like my second lifeline of a channel, you could say. I've really been giving my all into this channel and just trying to stick to one thematic style of videos. Well, sort of like in editing process wise. Because I do have a channel, a main channel that has like 6,000 subscribers on it or something like that. That's pretty much dead. And I got most of my views from like shady promos. Well, not views, most of my like subs from like shady promos, Google ads, YouTube ads. On top of that, it was like a very disjointed community, I would say. It didn't really feel like a community to me. Mainly just felt like people were just there solely for the games that I was playing. I didn't get like a bunch of consistent comments. And it just, you know, I just had a lack of community, and that's something that I really appreciate and love the most about YouTube. And to me, that old channel represents like who I used to be. There's a lot of video style in there that's mimicking Afro Senju style editing wise, because I'm a very good editor and I can pretty much edit in any program because I'm so familiar with editing. I've been doing it since I was a teenager, like preteens, basically like 11, maybe like 12, 13 era of my life. I'm 26 now. So you put that in perspective, I have 10 plus years of experience with video editing, and I'm very good at editing videos. But there was kind of like a shift that happened while I was trying to pursue that channel. I'm trying to work through it still, but I ended up getting like extremely jaded, because as a kid, it almost feels like when you was reaching for something, it almost feels like people should, like, you're owed something for the amount of time that you put into it, when that's technically not the reality of it. I can still understand where I came from, but it's not like a positive mindset to have. However, I'm still trying to break out of what that ended up causing in my life, in my relationship with YouTube. I used to just want to do YouTube just to play video games and truly build a community and feel like I had a place of my own where I can just sit down, possibly stream, although streaming really wasn't in the cards for me at the time, because it was really just do YouTube. And for the better part of who I am today as an entertainer and a creator, that's still the case. But as I got older, it shifted to, I want to have a good time and give other people a release. That was the defining thing, was I want to have a good time and give other people a release. You get home from work, you watch me, 20-minute video, 30-minute video, an hour-long video, 2-hour-long video, while you're cooking, whatever. My mindset shifted from really ADHD type quick edits into, I want to actually be a true personality. And I think that's where the other channel kind of suffered, is because of how it was introduced. I didn't really know how to build a community, whereas as I got older and in my maturity, I understood you have to show more of who you are to build a community. People connect with what's shown to them in a raw, authentic manner. And you have to be like upfront with people about stuff instead of like cutting things all the freaking time. Now, granted, if you built your community off of the old style or that style, by all means. But what I'm saying is there's a reason why so many of these newer videos that come out have gotten away from doing super quick cut edited bullshit ass videos, and I don't want to say bullshit ass, but like you know what I mean, like very quick crazy edited videos with all these different effects and everything in it. And I understand that there's definitely a marketplace for that, but then you feel more connected to somebody when you're watching a 2-hour long video or 3-hour long video of them actually playing through the game. And it's like a long play. Long plays for me are coming back, and that was like what I grew up on. I love that shit. But I say this to say where I came from with doing YouTube as to where I'm at now is alongside with YouTube, I have pretty much been met with nothing but failure pretty much my whole life. However, out of the majority of people, I consistently have this perseverance that others usually don't have. Pretty much everything that I've ever sat my hand on fails in some way, shape, form, or fashion when it comes to it being a business move for me to make a living off of. I can do YouTube all day, right? Or not all day, obviously I have a regular job, but I mean, like, I can do YouTube any day. I can get down, get on the camera, play something, talk about something, whatever. But it becomes more than that when in your mind, you know that, yeah, you're doing it for one cause, but deep down, you just want it to be successful enough so you can just pay your bills. And I've never had that with pretty much anything I do, even with music. And I've been doing that for a very long time. My first YouTube channel, this is actually my third one. My first YouTube channel that I ever opened up was back in like 2000 and I want to say like 9 or 10. I've been doing YouTube since like they kind of started. That's why I'm like so comfortable on camera, by the way. I know some people will be like, oh bro, you only got like a couple hundred subs, you seem like you know what you're doing. This is why, because this is a third rebirth, you could say. But that old channel that I started, it started as a gaming channel, and then I transformed it into my current official music channel. Then I started the second gaming channel, which has 6,000 subscribers on it, which, you know, to me is a failed experiment. It was just so disconnected, disjointed. And now here we are today. And all of the things that I have experienced in my life, whether that was rejection from relationships, rejection out of family members, rejection out of certain social groups, or rejection, just the feeling of neglect, the feeling of constantly having that that voice in your ear saying, it doesn't matter what you do, no one's watching, no one cares. And eventually that turned into a net positive in my life, because my mom will tell this story about how I used to be extremely energetic and eccentric, almost to the point that you would think that I'm an extrovert, but I'm still not. She always knew that I was really kind of a quiet person, but it's kind of like, okay, he usually still has a bunch of energy. And as a teenager, that shit just like flipped like a switch, because by time I had been a teenager, some personal history about myself, I had been working. I started my first job when I was 8 years old, bruh. So I already kind of like understood what money was and the responsibilities that come with it, and where I wanted to be at. And to get back on track, all through my life, it's just been rejection. Even within my family, it was like constantly compared to my older brother, constantly compared to this person, constantly, oh, none of your ideas are your own. Oh, you don't like doing this for yourself. You just want to do this because this other person is doing it. It's like, when did I get to actually form my identity? When did I get to be me and be comfortable with it? I never did. Until obviously I got older, which is why I always have like a confidence issue. But besides the point, back on track with the story. It's like all the culmination of neglect I'm very conscious and aware that it's shaped and warped my mind into this very toxic mentality that I have when I want to sit down and record a video, where one side of me just says, record anything you want to record, be happy with that. Like, show how joyful you are with that. Be honest with your intentions. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your audience. They will care. That's what matters. That's what builds empires on YouTube. That's what brings you to the forefront and allows you to leave a legacy. But then there's that other side of me, like I said, that says nothing you do matters. So I'll end up getting in this state of limbo where it almost feels like burnout, but it's not. It's the feeling, and other creators might be able to kind of relate to this. And I mean creatives, not just creators, but creatives, where you've been trying, maybe you hand draw art, or you paint, or you're a painter, or you're a musician, whatever it is, you're just trying to get it. Shoot, you could be job hunting. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be creative, but you could be trying to consistently get your foot in the door somewhere. And you just have this huge list of years and years and years of lacking the acknowledgement that you're doing something correct. So you might still have like this really positive outlook, and it's your dream to go do this one thing, or it's a really big goal of yours, and you got real good at doing whatever it is that you do, and you can tell that you're having fun when you're doing it. But then there's that other part that you're battling, and it pulls against you, where it's like, you've already been through years of doing this. People don't care. So remember, a couple minutes ago, I said that leads me into having this double-edged of a mindset where that rejection sucks for all the obvious reasons. But the positive is that it forced me to be a lot more humble. And that ended up becoming a part of my identity, which ultimately chilled me out, like I was trying to say, and tying it back into what I was talking about with my mom, where it literally chilled me out so much that most people think I'm either like disinterested in things or entirely removed from things altogether, where they would think, again, that I'm disinterested. This is something that's prevalent even in my personal relationship with my wife. There's times where she's showing great interest and she's talking about like a movie trailer that's coming out or whatever, right? And I'm just sitting there on the couch, and it's like I have like the most deadpan face because I'm just so chilled and mellowed out. That's truly how I am in my personal life off camera. Now, I've had a statement before where I said I would love to be how I am on camera, off camera, more often, because when I get on camera, something inside of me switches, usually, where I feel like I can be more of myself and be more comfortable. But the reality is that there's a part of me that's like just tapping into who I am on a deeper level, like almost your natural infantry. Like, you as an infant, you laugh, you pay attention, you know, you're not worried about everything else and all the rigmaroles of life. You're just like, I'm in life right now. This person that's my mom or my dad or whoever your guardian is awesome. These toys is cool. To me, video games and the camera, that's my toys. You know, I love that. I literally can sit down and just be like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And I'm able to literally express myself even more so. And remember, like I said I would like to be more this way off camera. But that doesn't mean I'm not that way off camera, because I don't want you to get the wrong impression as if I'm faking who I am on camera. I'm actually being more authentically myself when I get on camera. And it's like I'm wearing a mask anytime I'm off camera, because it just doesn't feel like I'm always able to express myself. Whereas I turn on the camera, I'm like, yeah, I can express myself any type of way. I might not even release this video. I have put out over 1,000 YouTube videos, which is why, again, I'm so comfortable with doing this. I've done the work. I promise you guys, I have done the work. I'm just waiting for the success to hit, you know? And that sounds arrogant, but that's the truth. So sometimes I get into this mindset. Hopefully I'm making sense in the story. But sometimes I get into this mindset where, again, I want to record something, and then I'll be battling myself. Like, should I record this? Nobody cares, whatever. And it makes it 10 times worse when you're somebody, as I am, that struggles with a history of very, very chronically deep depression. And I don't mean some random ass, oh, I'm gonna self-diagnose myself with anxiety, depression, and whatever. No, I was in therapy when I was a teenager, and it was senior year of high school, and it was forced therapy. It was like, you have to go to therapy because I was on the verge of what the internet says, unaliving yourselves. Bullshit, right? Whatever. But I was on the verge of that in my senior year of high school. So it's like 2017, 2018 era. But I had been dealing with that type of stuff for years. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. It just got amplified even more so. And I've just been through a great deal of struggle and strife for various reasons. I'm not going to get into that in this story because that could go into another Kenja Chronicles. But for a multitude of reasons, all the stuff that I've dealt with in my life just leads me to having this very exhausting, conflicting view towards doing YouTube. You grow up in the era that I grew up in, if you're around the same age as me, where people are constantly telling you, you can't do this, you're not supposed to do this, oh, you're wasting money on video games, you're wasting money on this equipment, you're wasting money on this and this and this and this and this. Where they're not even realizing that me being this way, hyper focusing on every new game, getting excited for shit like this, keeps me out of legitimate trouble. Do I have debt and I'm in probably civil troubles? Yes. But I'm not in like federal trouble, you know? I'm not like I'm going to jail for something. Like, I'm not out there partying a whole bunch of shit, and I'm not out there like breaking things and talking with like to me, I know I'm not trying to shame anybody for doing it. I understand you're a product of your environment, but at a certain point in time you got to understand that you can break out of that mindset. And that's what I try to do with all my videos and stuff. I know I speak a lot more proper than people that look like me. Most of the time, people that look like me, again, I know I say that because I'm not trying, I'm gonna offend somebody, but you know, I don't really like it when people talk with such a crazy ass slang, and to me it just makes people seem a little bit more ignorant. I understand it for like comedic effect, but like sometimes that's exactly how people talk, and for some of them that's just their reality. They don't even think about it. But I made a conscious decision to not do that anymore, because I used to be that way. I kid you not. Ask anybody that knew me when I was younger. I used to be that way, and I had to make the decision. I can't do that. I want to be something more in my mind. I'm rambling. I know I do this when I'm telling stories, but all that to say, where I've really been at for creating for like the last couple weeks is last year, my grandmother passed away. I've said this a few times in a lot of videos that I have, or in a few videos that I have, and I've spoken about it on my other channel, which is why I said I probably recycled content or something. But my grandmother borderline raised me. So to me, it was like losing my mom. You know, like one day when I actually lose my mom, that's going to be like, oh, I'm losing another mom. But when it comes to my grandmother, it's like I legitimately felt like I lost my person. She always had my back for everything. She was always understanding and extremely wise. And it's hard because of various reasons, all the obvious things, but stuff that you don't even think about for the next year. She passed away April 8th. 2026 is a year anniversary. Probably by the time you see this video, it would be a year since she passed away. And so for the last couple weeks, you've seen me slow down on content because a lot of the stuff that I deal with clash and gets amplified. Again, like I said, if you've been paying attention, well, even if you haven't paid attention, I know that I ramble, so you could have just got lost in story, but they clash again when you're dealing with that deep sense of like grief, depression, anything like that. And my mind's just been focused on her and her life, and I know that she is up in heaven right now praising the Lord because of how strong she was in her faith, and that makes me happy. But it does not remove the grief that I have. I'm still dealing with it. And her birthday is just this coming Saturday. And then I just think about how when she was coming into this world, when she was leaving this world, my son was coming into this world. My son was born in October. I didn't even get to tell her that my wife and I was gonna have a baby. And that shit hurts to think about. And to the people out there that constantly try to like egg you on to move on so quickly, you guys are assholes. People be like, oh, your time heals all things. Time, couple weeks later, you're good, get back to work. Or they try to have like this bullshit philosophical way of speaking about like, yeah, going through this shit makes you feel like you're gonna get to the next level of yourself. No, nigga, I work extra hard so I don't have to think about that. But when I come home from work and I got all this other shit that I'm dealing with, being a dad, being a husband, being a creator and entertainer, the dark side of being an entertainer is that you're subject to everyone else's approval. And the only person in my life that it felt like, of course, my wife doesn't really do this to me anymore. My wife doesn't really do this to me at all. But my grandmother was like the only person that had zero judgment of me. I could be dealing with anything, call her up. Similarly, I can do the same thing with my wife, but it's different. It's just different because I grew up with this woman, meaning my grandmother, of course, right by my side every step of the way. And a part of what gives me friction for sitting down and doing videos now, so you guys can understand my mindset a little bit more, is I be having times where I feel like I'm just letting her down because she really believed in me. She always believed in everything I did. She said, Gary, that's my real name, by the way. She said, Gary, you're going to be a light on the world, and anyone that sees your videos, anybody that hears your music, praise God, because you're going to touch their souls, you're going to touch their hearts, you're going to be somebody's favorite thing to turn on in a moment that you wouldn't even know. They could be dealing with the most despaired thing ever, and you'll never even know until they reach out to you one day and you realize that you changed someone's life. And she would tell me, you've changed two people's lives the moment that I got married. You changed that woman's life, and you changed yours, both for the better. And she knew about my dreams when I was young. I know it's a popular thing to talk about now, but I want to be a YouTuber and stuff. I was talking about that shit when YouTube was just getting popping. You know what I mean? Before it was getting popping. Like I said, I created my first YouTube channel in 2009, 10 or some shit like that. YouTube was founded in '05. Some shit like that. So I was one of the earliest niggas putting videos out. And I was 10 years old. Yep. I used to record YouTube videos with my phone in between my knees because I didn't have I didn't have any equipment. I grew up dirt poor, bro. Dirt poor. There was times when we was on park bench, bro. We was living in a shelter, dog. That's real shit. So I'm blessed to have what I have right now. But that shit sticks with you, bro. There's so many business ventures, so many business ideas that I want to go towards. And every time that I take a step or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 towards it, and I see like, it don't even have to even be pushback. It should just be the absence of another's presence. I feel like I'm letting her down. And that shit has not given me more strong of a feeling the last couple of weeks. I busted my ass to put out those Resident Evil Requiem videos. What did YouTube algorithm do? Gave me 100 impressions, 20 people watched that shit. Should I be thankful for the 20 people that watched it? Of course. And I never will ever claim to not be. But that shit ain't gonna get me paid, bro. I love doing this for the love of the game. You can't say I haven't when I have over 1,000 videos on my main channel, well, quote unquote, my main channel. That channel alone has almost 800 videos on it. And then my YouTube channel for my music has over like 200 and something videos on it. Then you got this one, well over a couple hundred already. I've been busting my ass, bro. I've been busting my ass for years, bro. I'm a vet in this shit. Even with this hoodie, I've been making clothes for a long time. And I don't want to hear the blah, blah, blah shit, because I get real tired of that. People be like, the algorithm is really just your audience. Okay, let's address that real quick. If it's just your audience, tell me, how do you have an audience before you build an audience? I'll wait for the smartasses out there that want to say, well, bro, you're just not understanding your audience. Sir, you don't have an audience when you start out. You have to build an audience, which you need the algorithm to build the audience. When you upload a video with 0 subscribers and 0 viewers to your channel, what's the audience? You mean your target audience? But that's different. To find your target audience, you need pushing, advertising. Who advertises you? Naturally, that would be YouTube or whatever platform that you're trying to be on. TikTok, Instagram Reels, whatever, Facebook. You get a push from the algorithm. So don't listen to all these bullshit ass YouTube gurus out there that constantly say, well, if you're doing bad with the algorithm and it's not giving you impressions, it's really, you substitute the word impressions for subscribers and audience. Nigga, when you're coming up, you don't have those. So you depend on whatever algorithm for whatever platform you're on to gain that. Does that make sense? Okay. Now to the next thing. I don't want to hear that bullshit ass. Oh man, people just love to have their input on things that they don't know about at all, bro. Gosh, I'm sorry. It just frustrates me that people always love to speak on shit that they have no idea about. There's so many stereotypical cliches when it comes to people talking about their journey on YouTube, and the comments that you receive are always so fucking weird, bro. Niggas be like, oh, you just need marketing, you need this. Mind you, I'm aware that every business cannot be successful, and it will not be successful. But that's exactly where you need perseverance and growth. You learn from the past, you fine-tune your process, you go after it again, which is what I'm doing with this channel and what I did with my last channel. I fine-tuned my audio. You always notice that my audio sound crisp as shit, bro. This is a little $100 mic. I make this shit sound like some professional ass crazy studio shit. That microphone back there is more high quality than this shit is, because that's used for making music. Got that microphone, by the way, cause nigga is broke, bro. I bought that shit back in 2016, brother. I've had that shit for 10 years. Still making that shit work. Same thing for my audio interface. 10-year-old. That shit's probably older than that, because that's going off of what, you know, whatever, whenever they made that model. It's not like they just crafted a brand new one for me. They had it packaged already, you know. Like, yes, I bought it new from Amazon, but, you know, from Rode from Amazon. But Rode has put out plenty of more microphones, plenty more stuff. Shit, they do things for the content creation lane and shit like that. Which, you know, speaking on that, bro, I get so exhausted at like the whole content creation lane thing, because like people be having these fake ass voices, fake ass personalities, bro. And I ain't talking about just being enthusiastic for no camera either. I don't know, bro. But yeah, all that shit is like, yeah, I get it. Not everything can be successful, but like when you have somebody that's really putting a foot and a soul into shit all the time, it's like, come on, bro, give a nigga a break. I ain't even asking to be rich, bro. I'm just asking to be able to pay my bills, bro. Give me some sponsorships. Help me build a community. You feel me? Like, I just love playing video games and talking about shit. I'm just a nerd. I don't need to hear no fucking bullshit ass purists out there talking about, well, that's not even good high quality content. Do you realize how hard you gotta work to be an entertainer? You go ahead and load up a game and try to do whatever puzzles are in that game, or do whatever is going on in the game, and articulate yourself properly so you sound coherent enough, and then maybe tell stories while you're doing that and still be good at whatever it is you're playing. It's a multitasking business, brother, and possibly crack jokes if that's your style. I hate when motherfuckers try to talk about the entertainment business while never really stepping foot in that shit. They're just a viewer and an observer, and not a good critic as well. They just an observer from the background, just talking a shit. And I get it, just block him out, but that shit do be getting under my skin every now and then. Well, not under my skin. I would say it's an annoying noise to hear. Like, the fuck do you mean? I don't know. You waste your whole life away trying to think about what somebody else thinks, man. Sometimes it's necessary though for understanding, but clearly people don't be wanting to understand stuff, especially not on the internet. But yeah, man, that's again, very disjointed video, but that kind of sums up where like I've been mentally. It's been very exhausting to like sit down and just record a video, play a video game on top of battling with myself. Like, what game should I play? Do you pursue the newest hot thing? Like, I really want to take a Crimson Desert, but at the same time, I don't want to get Crimson Desert because I have other games that I really want to play on the channel right now. You know, I've still never played Stellar Blade outside of the demo. Thought that game was great. Have that downloaded on my PC right now. I got that shit for Christmas, and we halfway into the year, about to be halfway into the year. Haven't touched it, bro. Haven't touched it. shit be sucking sometimes, man. I just be giving my all. I've been trying to be, you know, entertainer. I speak my mind on things because truly at the end of the day, I want to make my grandmother proud. I really want you guys to be able to listen to my music and relate to it. I want you guys to be able to listen to my just listen to what I'm doing, you know, like we playing video games, we talking about shit. That's why I like doing reactions, because I can stop and articulate myself and y'all can see my ideas and we can have a discussion about it. Ain't no way y'all niggas so mad y'all can't have a discussion, bro. Leave a comment. Leave a comment or something, you know? Let's talk. I always wish y'all well, like I'm about to do right now. You know, I always say, if you enjoy the vibes, make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate it, as it does help us the channel in the algorithm, helps me grow and get out there. And if you enjoy this video, you know, share it with somebody. Leave a comment. Let's have a discussion. I always be asking people in the beginning of my videos, depending on the video, like let's say I'm about to play Naruto or some shit. Let me know what your favorite Naruto memory is. People overlook that, but that's a skill. That's a skill to understand your recording and to build a community. You want to pose questions so people can talk about that shit. There's a lot of hidden skills that are required to be a good YouTuber. No bullshit. I think I'm a fantastic YouTuber, but that's still a battle in my mind, because I got to convince myself, because I didn't grow up with somebody in my life to substantially establish confidence in myself. So I'm always having to, even outside of YouTube, like anything, I always have to establish confidence in myself. That shit is rough, bro. I did not have a great upbringing on a day-to-day. And I've been struggling with those things every single day. But yeah, sometimes I just get that mentality of like the in-between of burnout. And again, it's not burnout, but it's a feeling that I can probably describe it as the closest to, without it actually being that, where you feel exhausted just at the thought of doing something, knowing you have so many other things to do, and then conflicting thoughts between yourself of should you even do this, do people even care, you know, like all these different things. Which path do I go? How do I properly plan out and schedule this time? How do I be accommodating for my neighbor that doesn't like me recording or doing anything basically past like fucking 10 o'clock, and then she'll play music and stuff, you know, because rightfully so, she pays her own money so she can have her peace of mind. I pay my money in my apartment so I can have my peace of mind. I don't want to be a disruption or a disturbance in, I don't want to be the source of disruption in anybody's life. Like I said, I'd be chill and out the way. So it's like I'm constantly battling so many different things, especially with timing. But yeah, basically, since I beat Resident Evil Requiem, I've kind of just been a little bit spited. You know, I really wanted people to enjoy that, and I put my all into getting those videos out, and I just felt like nobody cared, especially YouTube. I just felt like, okay, who's gonna care when I keep on putting out more videos? And it's a toxic mentality to have, and I got to get out of that mindset. Which again, I'm conscious and aware of it, but it's a lot easier said than done. I think that's good for this video. It's almost 40 minutes. I feel like every video on average for me is about 40 minutes to an hour anyway. Thank you again for all love and support. Stay safe out there, because the world is a crazy ass place. And as always, just like it was taught to me from my grandmother, RIP. God bless. I'll catch you on the next one. This was just a viewpoint into my mind and where I've been at and whatever, you know, I don't really know. But this is, I guess, another Kenja Chronicles where I'm just sitting down talking with y'all. And I doubt this shit is going to get much attention either. Oh, you know, another thing that I forgot to touch on that really be pissing me off, when niggas try to tell you about fucking titles and like SEO shit. Like, nigga, I know, bro. I know. Please shut up. I know about all the tricks to this YouTube game, bro. It does not guarantee anything. My Lord Heavenly Father. please forgive them, for they know not what they do. But god damn, these motherfuckers be annoying that shit. The YouTube guru types are the most annoying people, bro. It's like y'all just a bunch of fucking noise. Y'all niggas just talk because y'all have a way to talk. Sometimes it's okay to not use your mouth, okay? It's okay to not speak. And with that being said, again, stay safe out there because the world's a crazy ass place. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Lights down low, but spirits so high. Game controller in hand, ready to fly. The night's our playground where time stands still. In this cozy nook, let's get our thrill. Pencils shining bright in the midnight glow. Leveling up in a world we know. Laughing together as the hours drift by in this gaming sanctuary.